Well, this is video blog number 10. As you can see, Graffiti Week. And as you can probably guess, Ashley, by my background, I was not able to make it to Venice Beach. I sent you a message on Facebook stating why. Has to do with someone that I will not name. But let's turn this to a more positive note. As you can see, this is what I would have put up on the wall at Venice Beach. And I think it turned out really well, even not being up on a wall. And I had a lot of fun with it. At first I thought, well, what do I want to draw? Or, well, spray paint on the wall. And then I kind of was just like, well, let's just go with it. So I drew some lines that turned into water, and then I was like, oh, I'll make a koi jumping out of it. So that's what I ended up doing for this little project. I mean, I'll have some pictures up of it on Tumblr. And yeah, and let's see. I think that it was a really fun project. I mean, I wish I could have gone to Venice Beach because it would have been a lot more fun to put it up there because then other people besides me and my roommate who is studying for critical thinking over there would be able to see it. And I'm going to put it up on my wall, or maybe transfer it to like a poster or something, because I think it turned out really well. But I had a lot of fun with it, and I felt like it was a great way, just like it was a great stress relief, like, what do I want to do? It's not like, because the other projects are like, you have to do this, you have to do that. The only constraint on this is, go do it. But do whatever. That was the greatest part. I mean, it enables you to express yourself and to be yourself. I mean, like, beyond anything else. It's like other projects, like, you have to make a chair. I mean, you can make any chair, but you have to make a chair. You can't make, like, a desk. You can't make, like, an elephant. You have to make a chair. Well, this one didn't have to be anything. The only thing that was set was the medium it had to be done with, which was fantastic. And let's see, what else to talk about? Well, then we'll talk about the lecture. Well, the lecture this week, as we saw, was the Bommet video, and I thought it was... I look at street art as a great medium, and it's a really expressive one, and I really enjoy looking at it. Like on freeway underpasses, you see the murals of things, or this and that. But I find that I enjoy the constructive style of street art, and I despise the, let's just wrap my name on an underpass, let's wrap my name here. It's like, see, I mean, I understand what they're doing. It's like they're trying to make themselves known, not in the sense of like, hey, this is me, my art. It's like, hey, I exist. Like, I really enjoy the concept of Venice Beach and the fact that it's a place where you can just go to paint. I mean, constructively, and people can look at it, and it's not like you're putting it on someone's house, it's putting it other places where people have said this is an agreed upon place, and I think that's a really great idea. I wish that they'd do that in more places. Like in the Bommet video, they did have places that were like, oh, this is a designated place. Or people are like, hey, I don't mind if you do it outside my house because it makes my house prettier, gives me something to look at. But beyond that, I believe that the street art needs to have a place to go, to be like a place that legally they can put their stuff up. I think we need more of these places where people can go to express themselves freely without having to like do it at 3 a.m. dangling from a freeway underpass, risking death if you just fall or get clipped by a car. I thought that also that it's a great way for people in other countries and other places who don't have much, in these very poor, impoverished places where life is tough, or it's a great way for them to express themselves. Even if, like, there's all sorts of different ways. There's ways like, oh, writing their names, or drawing these pictures, or just having expression, and I think it's fantastic. I mean, beyond fantastic, I mean, phenomenal. I mean, there's no real way. It's like, besides, like, the pure feeling of relief, like, to have a place where you can go to be yourself. It's like, with me, I go on the internet, or I go bowling, or I hang out with people, and I get to be myself. I don't have to put on a facade, I don't have to be some other person, I'm me. Or in this room. This room is also another place that's a Dakota zone, and I enjoy that. But then for the artists that are like, my medium is this, the medium is like street art, I need to spray paint. And like some of the artists are talking about, like, if I wasn't able to do, I'd be like, I'd crash. I would crash mentally, like I wouldn't be able to function without it. And it's like, those people need a place to go, and people, or the government, aren't supplying that. And they're supposed to supply the needs of the people, which is why I think that the Venice Beach Project is a great place and a great idea, and think it needs to be done more for those people that really want to express themselves in a medium of their choice. There just happens to be spray paint. Like, I don't see a problem with that. I mean, I wouldn't mind if, like, someone constructively came to my house and spray painted a beautiful mural on the side of it. I would really be peeved if a whole bunch of people just came and, like, spray painted their names or signatures on it. I would despise that. I mean, I want something beautiful to look at, something that makes my house different, not just a bunch of garbage or gibberish put on the side of my house. And if you are going to sign your name, do it at, like, the bottom of your huge mural, and do it in legible letters. I mean, it can be symbols, but just not scribbles. Don't do scribbles. I hate scribbles. And yeah, I think that the Venice Beach Project in all its entirety, I wish I could have gone to enjoy it, but this was fantastic. I mean, I had a great time. I just went outside, set down some cardboard, went out and enjoyed the sun, the light, the breeze, and just painted what I wanted to do. And I found it just, like, it was, like, just such a stress reliever, because, I mean, I was super stressed with not being able to go to Venice Beach. And when I started doing this, I was like, oh, it's all good, it'll be fine. I mean, I know I'll lose some points for not going to Venice Beach, but it was all good in the end. I mean, it was great. I also like this guy. Look at him. Look at his little mustache-y thing. This is not me. I'll have pictures of my artwork up. This is just an attachment of my things that way, because I didn't have 6 pictures. So this is me kind of making up for the fact that I only took like 4 or 5. So this is like 6-picture background. And have a good night.